It's cold. There may be a lot of snow, but that doesn't mean you need to put your fly fishing gear away just yet. Hey, I'm Adam Meikle, and thanks for tuning in. Here with Andrew Seegmiller. Andrew's with Rocky Mountain Outfitters, and we're going fly fishing on the middle today.
We'll see if we can find some cool trout.
All right, we're here a little late. We got here at 10, which is about the time you want to get here.
Yep, between 10 and 11. Typically the good fishing is right during the heat of the day this time of the year.
All right, let's go hit the river, go see what you got tied up.
See what we can find. Yeah, we do have a couple noses starting to stick up, so they're looking at those midges just like we want them to. And
okay. You think this peaks around noon?
Yeah. Typically the midge hatches are going to be anywhere from 11 to 2, usually right smack in the middle of that. So noon to 1 is pretty much the peak of it, hopefully. So every day is a little bit different in the winter, but generally right through the heat of the day is going to be your best bet.
We're going further down?
We'll go one more bend.
We're spotting a few noses, but not enough to tie on a dry fly just yet.
I'm gonna start with a streamer.
Andrew is tied on a peacock curl beaded streamer, his go-to on this river, but after a half hour of no takers, it was time to get down and dirty with some nymphs.
There he is.
There you go. You went and got dirty, didn't you?
I did. Sometimes they have to be nymphed. A fish is a fish.
What nymph did you have on?
A little gray midge.
Okay. It's not a bad little fish, actually.
Oh, and at the net he comes off.
That's actually a pretty good fish.
That's a gentleman's release right there.
That was.
That's all that is.
I like it.
Andrew's been guiding fishermen in Utah for 13 years.
There you go. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. Oh, you said it that time. Come on, fish.
His passion of fly fishing is obvious and contagious.
Ooh, jumper.
I'm not saying a word. What do you enjoy yourself personally about guiding?
Oh, I love showing people fly fishing. I fell in love with this sport at a very young age, and it is more or less controlled. Every major decision I've made in my life has been based around fishing. And I love the look on people's faces when they catch their first fish. It is spectacular watching that. And then I like the teaching aspect of it too. There's an absolute encyclopedia worth of knowledge that based around fly fishing, and I like to share that with people. Hey, and you didn't say anything and it worked!
I didn't say a word! Wasn't gonna open my trap. Just a good representation of what's on the river.
It's what we like to see.
Guy's beautiful, isn't he? He's got some great spots.
Andrew says this part of the Provo River hasn't had a good flush since 2017. He has a sneaky suspicion that this fish is feeding on case caddis. The only way to find out is to punt the fish's stomach.
So yeah,
They sure are, aren't they?
Cased caddises.
Yeah.
So the hatch isn't going yet. That's the first thing that tells us. Sure. But I think they actually pick them up off of the rocks down deep. I don't think caddises attach themselves to the rock with a little strand of silk. They're not free floating in the current most of the year.
They're having to go to work for them.
Exactly. They're pulling them off the rocks. And so I don't fish case caddis patterns because I never have any luck. But there are days where these fish will really get into the mood for them. That's the next $1 million question is how do you fish them when they're picking them up off of the rocks down deep? Hopefully they'll get onto the midge game.
Thanks, buddy. There we go.
There he is.
Nice fish. I think it's a whitey, isn't it?
Uncle Whitey.
Yeah. Don't poo-poo the whitefish.
Nope.
Mickey will get mad at us.
It upsets the fish gods.
Yeah. Nice.
Good to see them around. They do get somewhat of a bad rap, though I'm not quite sure why. They eat flies well, they fight pretty well, and they're usually pretty big when you catch them. It is common to find big whitefish, and they're great to eat. We see a handful in here. They're not super common, but we catch a couple.
Oh, you
There's
caught
a
him on the
fish.
tail swing, huh?
Yeah, right as it started to swing.
Nice.
Typically a sign a hatch is on the way.
Yeah, nice butter brown.
The fish are starting to finally look up. We'll switch up to see if we can catch them on dries.
I don't quite get sometimes the cycles they like to go through in here where we stepped in and hooked 5 or 6 right off the back, and then And then Adam said, we just got to catch one more. And of course,
Then we'll go dry fly fishing.
yeah, that's
Then, of course,
what ends it. Fastest way to not catch a fish is to talk about catching a fish.
The Provo River is just loaded with fish. Some estimates put the population upwards of 3,000 fish per mile. And there's a lot of angler access on the Middle and Lower Provo. Andrew says if you're willing to work a little, there's some good fishing to be found.
One of the things I notice about this river too a lot is people don't like to walk. If you're willing to walk just a little bit on this river, you can find a lot of solitude on it.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yep, these were the guys I was
there.
looking at.
They're just popping like mad.
The fish are a little late today. It's noon and they're finally feeding on the surface.
There's a lot of fish on that little flat right there feeding. Come to him. Eat it, eat it. Oh!
There he is. Little pipsqueak, that's all right.
Hey, he's got gills and he knows how to swim. Don't poo-poo a trout. He's swimming.
Why? I mean, there's a lot of guides on this river.
There are a lot of guides.
Why should they come with you guys?
We've been around a long time. All of our guides, I don't think we have any guides that have been doing it less than 5 or 6 years now. We've been around a long time. We've seen the river go through its ebbs and flows every single year, and we know where the fish are.
There you go. Nice.
We tend to favor the Lower Provo a little more than the Middle Provo. We spend a lot of time down there and lots of different rivers to go fish.
Gorgeous little fish. Look at his bottom fins, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, he's still got those white tips from the spawn and looking pretty.
Looking up, most important.
Looking up, that's the important part.
Yeah. Good fish.
He's good enough for the girls I'd date.
There he is.
Nice.
Little guy. But he's a jumper.
He's a fish.
Andrew says they can guide almost every river in Utah, excluding the Green River. He usually sticks to 5 rivers,
Little guy.
pretty close to the Gila Valley.
That's what I'm used to catching, little fish. See if we can get his big brother.
We try to hit different rivers at the times that they're very, very good. The benefit of the Provo, it's all reliable.
Oh, no, he did have
Oh,
it.
he did. Oh.
I didn't think it was him.
There's always fish to be caught, and it generally fishes good enough most of the year.
That's it. Eat it. There it is.
Nice.
Could tell he's coming for that one.
And then some of our other rivers that we go fish, they are good in very, very small little windows. So we have 3-week windows, 4-week windows here and there where we spend a lot of time on other rivers. And if it's not in one of those windows, the Provo's not a bad place to be either. Get in there, buddy.
Thanks. Nice little fish. I'll let you hold this.
Gonna make me get my hands cold.
Last one, you take that bottom fly or the top one?
Took the top fly.
Shucker?
The old shucker. That is the Middle Provo dry fly, that's for sure.
One thing to keep in mind when you come out, dress in layers. It is cold.
Oh, there he is. That was a subtle take.
That
wasn't
was nothing. It just stopped the indicator.
it? Might be a whitey.
That's a whitey.
Hey, that's a good way to end the day.
And expect to be cleaning some ice in your fly rod guides.
Nice.
2 whitefish in a day. That doesn't happen on the Middle.
Hey, if people want to come up here, Andrew, and fish with you guys with Rocky Mountain Outfitters, how do they get a hold of you?
You can find us at flyfishinginutah.com. Okay. Spring, in my opinion, is the best fishing of the year, typically March and April. That is my absolute favorite time, and river's quiet, and we're not too busy, so it's a great time to be out. Woo, jumper.
What do you like about this winter fishing? I mean, it's not the easiest fishing, but at least you're out doing stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely something to do through the winter months, and we get fortunate here in Utah that a lot of our rivers are tailwaters, so they do fish well. It's what we like to see all winter long. We can be out here every day of the year, and
There it is.
nice.
Could tell he's coming for that one.
He doesn't know what he's doing. There's always fish to be caught. Some of the best fishing of the year is right around the corner, typically. Get in there, buddy. March and April are my absolute favorite, but March through July, I think the spring months really shine in Utah, so
Good deal.
we're getting into the good season.
Well, hey, if you want to get out and have a fun, albeit a little bit cold day in the winter, give Rocky Mountain Outfitters and get a hold of Andrew Seegmiller or some of the guys. Get down here and catch some fish on the Middle Provo. I'm Adam Eagle, KSL Outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.